L'chaim, 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 l'chaim. Hoshanah Rabbah it's a very mysterious night. There's a mocker. I've walked around in the Rishonim, it's a mocker, it's actually a Shalmi. It says Yom Yom Yidishon, it's Yom Atkiya V'Arava, that there was an idea that Hoshanah Rabbah night had a special quality of Yom Adin. It's the Gemara Choysim, Choysim of Lima Choysim, a seal within a seal. In one sense, Rav Pinson a piece for Kabbalah, and also like I said from the Yerushalmi, comes out that the Hoshanah Rabbah night is mamash like Yom Kippur, and yet people don't know about it. So this is maybe Yeshloima. It's because Chazal tried to hide Hoshanah Rabbah night because as far as a mitzvah. So not to tamper with the joy, it was concealed. Yeshloima, we can say a little bit deeper, a little more volumic. Why is the Taka not a night that's so known? I mean, people know now more or less, but when I say it, when I'm trying to say known, it means it's not, you open the Bavli, it doesn't say Bavli, it doesn't say Rambam. Why was it not revealed in Torah Sholta too much later? So there's a way that the Real Kaddish writes of this process of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, and Hoshanah Rabbah, and then Shmirat Simchas Torah. That it's stages because it's a binyan chadash. In the language of the Ari, it's a binyan amalchus. It's a new creation, and it's a new creation means that there's a schachos of there's a new life that comes out of this world, and hopefully there's a renewal of your own life through your own work. And the schachos is a process. First, Smoila Tachas Reishi, and then Yemini Techokeni. It's a process. So Rosh Hashanah is like the Tnoim for Kadosh Baruch Hu. Rosh Hashanah is like the Eirson. We decide we're getting engaged. Yom Kippur is like Yom Chasanosai Zumat Torah. Rashi says it's Luchas Shniyas. So Yom Chasanos, the day of marriage, is Yom Kippur. Rosh Hashanah is Tanoim, engagement. Yom Kippur is marriage. And then comes the Chuppah, which is the Sukkah. And then there's the Sheva Brachas, 7 days. Hoshanah Rabbah is Bechinas Neshikim. And then Shmirat Simchas Torah is Bechinas Yichud. So it's engagement, marriage, Sheva Brachas, Yichud on the higher level, Yichud on the lower level. What does this mean? Just remember something else I want to say. I don't want to say, but I should say. It's a very interesting Rekeach. The Rekeach, when the Eilar Rishonim, the Lezer of Germaiza, the Rekeach writes, David Pella, he says that the reason why Hoshanah Rabbah is a Yom Simcha, it's a special day, it's because it's the day, it's the last possible day in times of Beis HaMikdash when they were able to bring the Karbanos. Because a person was said a ned that they're going to bring an offering. So you have 3 Yom Tov, according to one shit in the Gemara, you have 3 Yom Tov in Malacha, you have 3 Yom Tov. You can bring it till Pesach, after Shavuos, and after Sukkot. So the last day that you can bring and not be over baltacher, that you didn't overstay, you didn't not bring your offering, is Hoshanah Rabbah. He says, therefore, in the Zana Beis HaMikdash, and times of Beis HaMikdash still, Hoshanah Rabbah, people from all different places of Eretz Yisrael would come with their karbanos, because they said a neder that they're going to bring a carbon, and this was like a confirmation of their words. So he writes, he says, therefore, he says that the person's speech is bedoim l'motor. Your speech is like vapor, it's like rain, and if you fulfill your words, that means that your words, your speech, your rain irrigated the earth, which means that it gave nourishment to the earth, and therefore you can see blessings. And he says, this is we ask Hashem to do the same thing for us. So he writes. So what this means is like this. You know what Rosh Hashanah means? Rosh Hashanah is the beginning. And in the beginning, you ever wonder why in Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, now we actually know also Hoshanah Rabbah, it's all connected with speech. Dibur. Right? Rosh Hashanah, you make Hataras and Darim, you know your vows. Yom Kippur starts, you do Kol Nidre. What is it about the power of speech? Because Rosh Hashanah is a day that a person comes to Shul, stands in front of the Creator, the Master of the world, and says, Hashem, I promise you, this year is going to be a different year. Everyone makes resolutions on Rosh Hashanah. Is correct? Everyone makes achlatas on Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is a time for when it's a new beginning. Everyone's inspired by new beginnings. There was a Yid that was called Rabbi Eger. Rabbi Eger was a grandson of Rabbi Kiva Eger. And when Rabbi Eger went to Kotsk, his father actually sat shiv on him for him. And when he once came back to his father said, was it all worth it? To become a chassid in the mental Kotsk, you have to do everything. Yeah, you were like, you could have been the next Rabbi Kiva Eger. Where did you come? You became a chassid. His father says, so tell me something you learned in Kotsk. He said, I learned 3 things in Kotsk. I learned one is that there's a human being, there's an neshama, and there's a malach, there's an angel. Souls and there's angels. Number 2 I learned is that a person can rise and be even higher than angels. And number 3 I learned is Bereishis Bar Elokim. Like we said before, everyone knows Bereishis Bar Elokim. Does he know from 5 years old? I learned Bereishis Bar Elokim. His father says, you went to Kotsk, learn Bereishis Bar Elokim. He says, this is the way the Kotsk used to teach the pasuk. Bereishis Bar Elokim used to translate Reishis, beginnings Hashem creates. Everyone's good at beginnings. Everyone's inspired. Ain't the God of the Rekeach writes, ain't the Chassidus Harishonim. Everyone's inspired in the beginning. It's a new beginning. Who's not inspired? I promise this year is going to be Gewalt. I promise you, Hashem. This year I'm going to get Tzaddik Gomer. I'm going to be the best Mamash. I'm going to be the holiest Jew in the world. Okay, Hashem's listening. That's like engagement. It's a promise. It's just a word. You're talking going to get married. We'll find out. You're going to go to the chuppah. Yom Kippur comes. And we say, okay, we're getting married. It's our marriage day. I'm committed to you, Hashem. But it's still part of the Sarasina Tshuva. It's still excitement. It's still... So it's not yet proof that you're actually going to be real this year. It could be just inspiration. It could be it was a good chazan in shul. It could be it was a nice speech. The Rebbe danced very nicely. I don't know. Something inspired. Hashem says, you know what? I want to know if you're really real. Let's go together and let's go in a tent. 7 days and hang out. Just me and you. Could you hang out, just me and you? Just be alone with me? Should you come to a sukkah? But don't make the sukkah matzah Yom Kippur. It says in Svarim, Chassidish Svarim, Hashem Yishmol says, that you have to wait 4 days between Yom Kippur and Sukkot. Why? Because Hashem says, I don't want you to do this right away. Yom Kippur by night, everyone's ready to do anything. Wait 4 days. Wait till all the inspiration dies down. Get back into your old drudgery. And then say, you know what, okay, let's go for a vacation. 7 days, I just want to disappear with you. That's Yemini Techavkeni. Hashem says, I want to hug you. I want to be with you. That's what a sukkah is. A sukkah is a hug. Yemini Techavkeni. Yechidar writes that the word sukkah, samach, chaf, hey, is the 3 types of sukkahs you can make. The full sukkah that you can make has 4 walls, like the samach. Or you can make shalish tfanas, you can make with 3 walls, a chaf. Or you can make 2 tfanas, with a little bit, like a hay. But it's all surrounding. You're present. But in this sukkah reality, like the Sheva Brachas, there's a lot of people around. There's other people in the sukkah, you're not alone. Ruin Kol Yisrael, Leisha B'Sukkah Achas. Sukkah is dafke a lot of people. Kol Ezach. You're supposed to sit with a lot of people in the sukkah. You bring offerings for the nations of the world, for the 70 nations. Korbanos for offerings for all the nations in the world. This is a collective Yom Tov for everybody. But Shmini Atzeres, Hoshanah Rabbah night, it starts becoming a little more quiet and more intimate. Hashem says, okay, now I just want to go away with you, just you alone. It's a oimek dike word. It says that Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, it says in Zohar, that a person should never be mispalel for himself. He should always mispalel. Hoshanah Rabbah is the way of davening. Baruch Aleinu, Rufa'einu, Hashem bless us, heal us. It's never Rufa'eini, Hashem please heal me. Why? Because you shouldn't be like Hanei Kalb and Slachim, like these certain klovim, certain dogs that scream, hav hav. This is the sound of dogs. I don't know if you're familiar with how dogs bark, but in different parts of the world, dogs bark differently. And it's a joke. But in Babylon, in Aramaic, the dogs bark hav hav. In America, they woof woof. Every language, incidentally, every language has a different way dogs bark. Plus in the game, basically. The idea is hav hav. The dogs say, I want, give me for me. The Kuga says, Shmini Atzeres is the night. Hashem says, forget about what you spoke about for everybody. This person needs shidduch, this person needs refuah, this person needs yeshuas. There's so many tzaras. Quietly, tell me, what do you really want? Tell me what you want. Since tonight we can ask what we want. Personally. Why? It doesn't teach the word, but this we can say. The Riddle says that Hoshanah Rabbah, you take the shyness and you clap the shyness. You take the shyness and you hit it on the ground. Why do you clap the shyness on the ground? What did the shyness do to you? What are you slapping on the ground? So there he says, you metakim, the mamtik dinim, the heikvur, this is the whole Torah. But there's another nature of it. The Aravis, the Medrash of Iker says that the Aravis is done with the sign. Right? That the Aravis, the shape of the Aravis, is like lips. What do you do when you hit a Arav on the ground? What happens to the Aravis? The lips touch. That's Bechinas Neshikim. In case you're wondering what Neshikim means, Neshikim means kiss. That Hoshanah Rabbah by night is Bechinas Neshikim. This is what Ari writes. Whereas in Bechinas Neshikim, when we're in Neshikim with the Boyer Olam, when a person's in Neshikim in that state, then there's no one around. There's no one else there, and it's very quiet. The Gemara says that there's a time in the middle of the night that the husband and wife speak very quietly to each other and no one else hears. What in English is called pillow talk. Very quietly, just something very intimate that only the husband and wife can share. Hoshanah Rabbah by night is the night we whisper to Hashem and say, this is what I really want. I need this, this, and the other thing. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, we're praying for Klal Yisrael, praying for everybody. Chet Shechaltonu, Erfeinu, Baruch Aleinu, everybody. Hoshanah Rabbah by night, the reason why it's a secret is because it's meant to be a secret. It's not a public thing. It's not personal. It's very quiet. It's you alone with Hashem tonight. And we can talk to Hashem and say what's really, what is our she'ifas, what is our wants, what is our desires, what is our yearnings, what is our longings. Quietly, no big fanfare. You don't need a lot of people around. Quietly. That's beginnas of shaking. And once you get it off your heart, and it could be silly things. There's a very important word for Pinchas Karetz. Pinchas Karetz says that the word parnasa in Gematria is neshama. And if a person doesn't mispalo, if a person doesn't pray for parnasa, for livelihood, that you should have physical food to feed your children, with the same kavanah that you daven for ruchnius, that means that you don't really believe in Hashem. Why? Because you can say, what does it mean I believe in Hashem? I believe in God. And I believe for ruchnius, for my spiritual state, I can connect with something that's higher than me and I can daven. But to actually make sure that I'm going to get a raise in my job, that's the employer that gives a raise, not Hashem. So if you don't daven for parnasa, then you're not really davening for neshamas. If you're not davening for livelihood, then you're not really davening for spirituality. Because the way we know that our relationship with Hashem is alive and real is that we have a personal connection, an intimate connection, a private connection, something that is not loud, it's not loud, it's not noisy, it's not Rosh Hashanah, it's not Yom Kippur, there's not a lot of screaming and people, it's quiet. It's just nishikin, quiet talk on a pillow. We can secretly speak our hearts to Hashem. And that's why Hoshanah Rabbah brings to Shmini Atzeres, Simchas Torah. Hoshanah Rabbah, when a person feels so intimate and so connected and so loved, and such achdus, such connection with the deepest truth of life, then they're joyous. Then the joy will come automatically. Why isn't the person happy? Why isn't the person happy? This sounds like such a horror. It says that Eitzev, depression, also comes from the word like paint, a cover over. And a person in their natural state should be sameach. Happy. I don't mean silly definition of happiness. Talk about a person who has an inner sense of contentment and knowing exactly what they should be doing and why they should be doing it and clarity. This is where we're born. This is our birthright. We have a neshama. Every person has a neshama. This is who we should be. But unfortunately, we live our life and we coat our stories constantly, this nonsense and that nonsense and this narishkeit. And after so many years of so many shtusim that we accumulated over the years, we forgot who are you? Who's the real you that really wants a connection with something that's higher? And when you're able to talk it out, the talking is the way that it reveals the connection. Dibur, like the Hoshanah Kodesh writes, Dibur is bechinas yichud. Ru medaberes mecha b'shuk. The Gemara says he saw Saul speaking. Speaking is a metaphor for intimacy. This is what it means. When we talk to Hashem, it means that we're misyachid v'Kadosh Baruch Hu. And when misyachid v'Kadosh Baruch Hu, there's no greater joy. To feel personal connection, to feel that in a deep way. We have to work on that. And when we work on that personal connection, that it's alive and it's fresh and there's chachas, every moment is new and I feel this deep connection. Then there's joy. Then there's Shminat Saras, Simchas Torah. Then there's Yichud. What does Yichud mean? What does the Yichud mean? What does it mean that a person is Mesiachad HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a person is one? It means that a person is living from a place of Echad, a place of oneness. A place of oneness means, you know, it says there's a story like this. It's a Chassidish Yid, I think it's a story of Hoshanah Rabbah, that there was a Yid that was going to Shul, to Yom Kippur, to go to Shul. And on the way going to Shul, he hears cries in a house. The people are crying. He comes into the house. He says, what happened? He says the Paritz, the local landowner, just arrested our father, her husband, and threw him into prison, into his dungeon in his house, and says that he's only going to release him if he gives him 1,000 ruble. The Yid says, I don't have 1,000 ruble. I don't think anyone in the entire city has 1,000 ruble. What are you going to do? He says, it's bita, it's terrible, we don't know what to do. So he decides he's going to try to help this Yid. He goes to the Paritz's house, knocks on the door, and I says, what do you want? He says, it's true that you arrested this person, you want 1,000 ruble? He says, yeah. He says, is there any way I can do something for you that you would, as the equivalent of 1,000 ruble? He says, no, what can you do? He thinks, the guy says, you know what? I have an idea. Something that's called Zexaneinska. Zexaneinska is like, the spirit, basic spirit. It's not this weak vodka. It's like this vodka is 40%. This is 98%. It's basically drinking alcohol, rubbing alcohol. So he said, if you drink a full cup, every cup you drink, it's Zexaneinska, I'm just exaggerating the story. Every cup you drink, I'm going to give you 100 ruble. And if you can drink 10 cups of Zexaneinska, you get the whole money, 1,000 ruble, and you can take the guy out. He says, it's usually if you drink even one cup, you're not well. He went to Mr. Nefesh, this Yid. And he sat, and he drank, and he drank, and he drank, and he was unbelievably out of his mind. And he got his 1,000 ruble, and he let the Jew home. He had no idea which universe he was, but he remembered that today is a special day. He didn't know if it's Purim or Simchas Torah or Yom Kippur, he wasn't sure, but he knew that today is a special day. So he went into shul, he came a little late, and he reached from vodka, and he walks into shul, and he sees that the Sefer Torah out of the arm for Kol Nidre. He didn't realize that they're in the front, not in the middle, whatever. He didn't chop that whole thing, but he saw the Sefer Torahs are out, so he said this is probably Simchas Torah. What else? Simchas Torah. So he went to the bima, and he gave a big clap, and he says, everyone's sitting there with white kitlach, Erev Yom Kippur, it's about to start, the most somber time of the year, and this guy starts dancing, and there's a whole tumult and shturm, and they want to throw him out of shul. And the Mitzvah Rebbe, I think the Mitzvah Rebbe turns around and says, you should let him be. He's already holding my Simchas Torah. Why? Because what's the avoid of Simchas Torah? The whole Mahalach of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Hoshanah Rabbah, Shmiyat Simchas Torah, this is all to get to a point of Atarei Saladas Hashem Elokim Einu Levado. It's all to recognize that Hashem, that's it. There's only Hashem. That's what we have to recognize. You're going to say, what's the simple question? There's only Hashem, but there's also me and you. What does it mean? Let's try to understand this. Truth is, people should say l'chaim, but they're not, so I'll talk about it. That the Zohar l'chaim, then kann schaffen. Kann schaffen, kann l'chaim. Okay. Yom Kippur, I said before, Yom Kippur is a bechina of Hevel. Yom Kippur is a bechina that a person says, I have nothing. You lose your tzuras adam. Hashem tells you, you're talking nothing. You're nothing without me. But I want to carve out a little space for you. want to carve out a little space. The sukkah is the carved out space that Hashem gives you. It's a space where we start recreating ourselves. Again, Yom Kippur, I say to Hashem, in my Kodesh HaKadoshim, I'm nothing. I'm not a father, I'm not a son, I'm not this and I'm not that. I have nothing and I am nothing, and you're everything. It's a tnuah, it's a movement of total tshuva. Hashem, create me v'muschadash a bria chadash mamash. Hashem says, now that you're nothing and have nothing, I'm going to create for you a little place. You're going to start building yourself up again. So the sukkah is the space where we start creating ourselves, where there's a binyan chodesh. Just like there's a binyan chodesh, there's a new binyan for the entire year. During this process of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, the sukkah, Hoshanah Rabbah, Simchas Torah, this is a process of letting go of everything and then recreating everything. That's the binyan chodesh. And this is the tzel, the or makif, the surrounding light, the or makifim. This is what creates the binyan. Creates our binyan as our makifim. What is our aspirations? What do we desire? What do we want? And then the things that we want becomes our primi, and then tomorrow we have a higher level of our makifim. And tonight, on the Hoshanah Rabbah by night, we have to create our tzel, and it's a night that is bechinas l'shikin. What is bechinas l'shikin? It's the night that you can speak quietly to the Borei Olam and say exactly what we want and how we want it. L'chaim, l'chaim, we shouldn't squander another night.